Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I read an article from Ukrinform, which is a Ukrainian media outlet, in which they feature Mr. Zelensky signing a new decree. And when he signs this decree, he argues that Ukraine needs it because the Russians also signed the same kind of decree. That is, they are withdrawing from the Ottawa Convention. And Zelensky's argument is only one. The Russians are not signatories of the Ottawa Convention, therefore we shouldn't be either. All right, let's analyze this imbecilic argument. This is the article from Ukrinform, as I stated. Zelensky signs decree on Ukraine's withdrawal from anti-personnel mine ban convention. So President Volodymyr Zelensky has signed a decree enacting the decision of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council to withdraw from the Ottawa Convention. So what does it mean? To enact the decision of the National Security, withdraw from the Convention of Prohibition of the Use, Stockpiling, Production and transfer of anti-personnel mines and on their destruction dated September 18, 1997. The decree states. So they signed, they were the signatories in 1997. But they said no, and this is the reason why. Rather, Russia is not party of the convention and is extensively using mines against both our military and civilians. We cannot remain constrained while the enemy operates without restrictions, Kostenko stated. So Kostenko Roman Kostenko, MP of Secretary of Verkhovna Rada Committee on National Security. So let me ask you this. You fight an enemy. Enemy is bad and you are good. Ukraine is good, Russia is bad. And let's say the Russians commit war crimes and they shoot at civilian population indiscriminately. They just shoot at them. Or I don't know, they use chemical weapons. Now, if you want to maintain your status as the good party on the conflict, you don't do the same thing as the aggressor does, do you? I mean, let's say tomorrow the Russians start raping the civilian Ukrainian blondes. Should the Ukrainians do the same thing with the Russian blondes? I mean, the Russians are doing it, so we should not have any restraints. This is the argument. Do you think it's a normal argument, or you lose any upper hand in, how do you call that, in virtuosity? And that's not all of it. I'm going to show you at the end that, you see, the argument is we are fighting a war. The Russians are not signatories of the Ottawa Convention. Therefore, they can use this kind of weapon and we cannot. Therefore, we're losing in the war. But that argument is not logical because I'm going to show you at the end of this article. If you go here, pakaraka tsakamaka, the last sentence. Let's read it together. Previously, the parliaments of Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Finland had also approved similar withdrawals from the treaty. So, are these four countries at war with Russia and they have to withdraw from the Ottawa Convention because otherwise the Russians are winning the imaginary war against Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Finland? You tell me. So, it can be both true. Either these guys, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Finland, are motherfuckers as the Russians are, and the Ukrainians are not. They have to do it because the Russians are doing it, or they're all motherfuckers here. What's going on? I mean, if the Russians commit a crime, and let's say they violate the Geneva Convention, and by violating it, they somehow win, but it's a violation, would you do the same thing? Then you lose any, as I said, you lose the little medal of virtue that you put attached to your chest. Otherwise, the other guys, the Baltic states plus Finland, have no justification. It can't be. It can be. They're not at war. the Baltic states, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Finland, they are not at war with Russia. So then what could be their reason for doing the same thing the evil Russians are doing in Ukraine? I'm listening. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So we have here three variables. The Russians, bad. The Ukrainians, good. The other four countries, good. This argument, these guys cannot use. And this is the only argument the Ukrainians claim. Clear? What is going on here? Well, I don't expect these guys to be logical or, as I always say, these guys commit crimes, all of them. There's no army in the world except the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, who committed war crimes. Why? My friends, have you been around the block a few times, or at least halfway, to see who are you rubbing shoulders with or elbows with in this world? Have you stopped at, I don't know, at Quality Dairy or a gas station, I don't know, at 3 o'clock a.m. or 11 p.m. in your neighborhood to see who's stopping over there, what kind of people are stopping over there? Imagine you give those people automatic weapons and they have the power in the field to, I don't know, dispense or disperse right and goodness. Do you think I'm going to follow an order given by another baboon, probably like them? That's one aspect. The other aspect is this. We all act in the same way under pressure. It's just the timing when we break. We all break at one point. Some of you do not break, but the rest of us, we break. That is, under certain circumstances, we uphold our virtues, our qualities, our principles. But if we're pushed to a certain extent, let's say I have a child, my child right here, and in order to save my child's life, let's say I have to commit a crime. I'm against committing crimes, but in this case, what do you think I will do? So you see, I break for certain things. And that's not right, breaking from those things, if you uphold those values. Now you can say, well, circumstances and all that. Well, circumstances, I understand, but virtues and character and values and principles are not situational. Are they? Well, we can't be so square, my God, like Mike Pence. What I'm saying here is, why don't you just say it, man? We are as the other guys, which we can all see. Why? Because you're human beings. You're not better than the other ones. Whatsoever. Do you think the Ukrainians did not commit war crimes? They're on tape. They're videotaped. But probably you don't know about them. Remember those guys, those prisoners, the Russian prisoners, I think it was in 2022, when they were captured, some Russian troops, by the Ukrainians, and they got shot in the knees and they're shot. Remember, that's on camera. Yeah, and then you remember that those Russians caught those guys, that guy who was smoking the cigarette and say Slava Ukrainka. That's a war crime right there. Do you remember those guys? It's on camera when the Ukrainians, it was about 12 Russians that they captured, they put face down, and I saw the video. Put face down in a yard, and I don't know, a peasant ograd yard, and then one comes out with a weapon, starts shooting, and this guy shoot the guy, and then as a retaliatory strike, they kill everybody, all the prisoners. The Ukrainians did that. They killed the Russian prisoners right there, face down. They didn't do anything. It's a war crime. So stop with this garbage that these guys are the angels and the other guys are the devils. Now, when you're in a war, sorry to break the news, this is not Hollywood. You probably did not take a shower in some time, did not eat properly, did not sleep properly, did not change your underwear for days or maybe weeks. Maybe you have some problems at home. You found out that, I don't know, your girlfriend cheated on you, your wife left you for the neighbor, your mom passed away or something, and you capture a guy from the enemies who tried to kill you a minute ago, or he killed, or whomever was on the other side killed some of your friends that you have now here, that you would, you have to defend your lives and your territory, your culture, and so on, and you capture a baboon who a minute ago would have killed you right there. And you're under all this pressure, being tired, probably did not get a sleep in I don't know how many tens of hours, you're supposed to say, oh, just a second, let me get the convention, that Geneva Convention, page 23, paragraph 5x, letter 9, says you can't do this. Do you think so? Psst, I don't think so. Why? We are human beings. I'm not promoting this. I'm just saying that under pressure, under certain circumstances, we break. And war is an opportunity for some criminal minds to release their criminal activities, to cause just harm for the pleasure of causing harm. I've seen these people. I have seen these people. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So the thing is that we're going to do this because they're doing this. Then why are you better? Why are we supporting you then if you're the same? And if you give me that as a reason why the other 4 countries did it, they're not at war with Russia. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.